Do you use British English or American English pronunciation? Well, we're going to find out in today's lesson. I've put together 30 very common English words. I'm going to put them up on the screen one by one. First, I want you to pronounce them out loud, and then I'm going to say them in British English and then American English so that we can find out what form of pronunciation you use. Then in the second part of the video, I'm going to go through each word very slowly and really break down pronunciation. So if you want to change your accent, make sure you hang around until the second part of the video. So, you up for the challenge? Let's go. Advertisement, advertisement, schedule, schedule, tomato, tomato, leisure, leisure, niche, niche, vitamin, vitamin, basil, basil, Buddha, Buddha, herb, herb, pasta, pasta, route, route, water, water, yogurt, yogurt, zebra, zebra, clique, clique, banana, banana, Adidas, Adidas, brochure, brochure, debut, debut, oregano, oregano, privacy, privacy, squirrel, squirrel, semi, semi, YouTube, YouTube, scone, scone, stance, stance, vase, vase, wrath, wrath, mobile, mobile. So, how did you do? Is your English British English or American English? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? So now in part 2 of the video, I'm going to go through each word and we can look at the IPA and exactly how to pronounce these words. So our first word in British English is advertisement, advertisement. So we put the stress on the second syllable, the, which contains that long vowel sound, which is very similar to the schwa sound, tongue in the center of the mouth, but this time the jaw drops a lot more, So the first syllable is a reduced syllable, schwa and then a D, advertisement, advertisement, advertisement. So second word, now actually don't tell anyone, but sometimes I pronounce this in the American English pronunciation. I don't know why. It's about one of the only words that I do, probably because I've seen it in many American movies and it's just stuck in my mind. But the correct British English pronunciation is schedule, schedule, with stress at the beginning of the word, just like it is in American English. But if you listen to what I'm saying at the beginning, I'm really saying shed, shed, which is something actually, there's a small outhouse we have in the back of the garden to keep your tools, the garden shed. Schedule, schedule. So in American English, they have the sked, sked, schedule, schedule. It's quite different. So always remember that place at the back of the garden shed, schedule. So next word, very famous word for the slight difference in pronunciation between American English and British English. So in British English, it's tomato, tomato. So the stress is in the same place as American English, the second syllable, but we're using the long vowel sound, R, R, tomato, tomato, tomato. American English, they have a slightly different vowel sound in the second and the third syllable, so it says tomato, tomato. So British English, tomato, tomato. Really drop that jaw for that second syllable, R, tomato. Next word in British English, leisure, leisure, leisure. So stress on the first syllable, leisure, leisure. So we're using the short vowel sound in that first syllable. Second syllable is just the schwa, we don't really pronounce the letter R here, leisure, leisure. Americans slightly different in their first syllable, they have a long vowel sound, the E vowel, so it's more like leisure, leisure. We're going to stick with the short vowel sound for British English, leisure, leisure. Okay, the next one I always find is a bit strange when I hear Americans pronounce this, it sounds so different. So in British English, niche, niche, one syllable word. It's a nice long vowel. We make this vowel by really spreading the lips, keeping the tongue forward in the mouth and spreading the lips. E, niche, niche. And don't forget that sh sound that we make at the end. It's just like when you're asking someone to be quiet. Shh, niche, niche. The difference in American English, they use the short vowel I, so it sounds like this. Niche, niche. Next word. British English, vitamin, Americans. British English, vitamin, American English, vitamin. So stress is in the same place. The main difference is the vowel sound they use in the first syllable. So in British English, it's just the short vowel sound, I, which you see my lips completely relaxed, tongue slightly forward in the mouth, jaws only open a little bit, I. So vit, vit. Then we have the schwa, and then min, vitamin, vitamin. In American English, they use a diphthong, the I diphthong, so it starts with the vi, vitamin. But in British English, vitamin. Next word, basil, basil, basil. American English uses a slightly different vowel sound. They use the A diphthong, so it's basil, basil. But we're going to use a short vowel sound, the same vowel sound we find in the word cat. So it's that ah sound. So baz, basil. And we've got that schwa in the second syllable as well, just before the L. Basil, basil. This word in British English is Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. So we just have the schwa at the end. Don't worry about the letter H. Short vowel, bud, Buddha. In American English, the main difference is they use the long vowel sound, ooh, ooh. So you really round the lips, push them forwards, and tongue comes back a bit, ooh, ooh. So they say boo, Buddha, Buddha. Though I have heard often Americans just say Buddha as well. So perhaps they say it in both ways. Next word is an interesting one. It has a letter H at the beginning. Sometimes we don't pronounce a letter H in British English, especially if it's a recent loan word from the French language. Like for instance, what time is it? We look at the hour, hour. So we drop the H there. But usually we don't in British English. So for this word, it's actually herb, herb. In between it has that long vowel sound, that sound. That's like the long schwa sound. So really drop the jaw for that herb, herb. American English it's the same, they just don't pronounce the H here. So it's herb, herb. Next word we have in British English, pasta, pasta. So again, it has that short vowel sound that we find in the word cat. So that sound, pasta, pasta. And we just have the schwa sound after the T at the end, pasta. Americans use the long vowel sound R, so it sounds like pasta, pasta. But we're going to use a short vowel sound pasta, pasta. Next one, British English use the long vowel sound oo, oo. Make sure you round those lips. So we say root, root. American English is a slightly different vowel sound. They use the ow sound, so it's route, route. So it's a diphthong, a double vowel. But in British English, root, root. Next one's a bit of a classic. There's many videos about this out there, but I have to include it. So we have in British English, water, water. Sometimes also pronounced water, water, if we use the glottal T instead of the regular strong T. So we have the, in the first syllable, which is a stressed syllable, we have the or, long vowel sound again, round the nose, lips, drop the jaw slightly, tongue back a little bit, or, war, water, ta. So it's just a T in the schwa. We don't pronounce the letter R here, or at least not in my accent. America's quite different. They use the R sound instead of the or. So we have wa. They use a flat D, like water. And they have the schwa, and they probably would pronounce the letter R at the end as well. So more like water. A bit difficult for me to say. Next word. In British English, yogurt. So you use the short vowel sound. The difference is in American English, they use a diphthong. So they say yogurt, and it's that diphthong that often is represented by just by an O, like we see in N-O, no, or in my name, Joe. So we have O, yogurt. But in British English, yogurt. Next one, zebra. So British English, zebra, short vowel sound. American English, they use that long vowel sound, E, zebra. We use the short one in British English, zebra, zebra, stress on the first syllable. Next up we have British English, clique. We're using that long vowel sound, that E sound, to really spread the lips, make them smile, tongue forward slightly. Zebra. Oh, sorry, wrong word. Clique. Americans just use the short vowel sound, which is I, so they say click, just like that. But in British English, it's clique. Next word, another favourite of mine, difference in pronunciation. So we have here in British English, we have banana. So we have schwa sound on either end, and in the middle we have the long vowel sound R. We need to really drop the jaw for that. So banana. American English, they use the same stress pattern, schwa at the beginning, schwa at the end, but they use a slightly different short vowel sound in the middle. It's like nan, so banana. But we're going to use the long vowel sound R for British. Banana. Now, there's a lot of arguments about how to pronounce this. I believe it should be Adidas, because the creator of Adidas was called Adolf Dassler, sometimes shortened to Adi, Dassler, Adidas, makes sense. Americans pronounce it in a different way. They changed the stress. Adidas, but in British English, we're going to stick at the beginning for the stress, Adidas. And I don't know if you know, but he actually had a brother who also made shoes, but he created a different company called Puma in British English. I think in America they say Puma, slightly different P and a U sound there. And that was Rudolf Dassler, or sometimes called Rudi Dassler. And actually a little bit of a fact for you, they hated each other. They lived in the same town, a factory at one end, another factory at the other end, and even their staff who worked for them didn't talk to the other staff in the town. I don't know why, but they just really hated each other. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with pronunciation. Okay, so with this word, there are some differences in the vowel sounds that we're using at the beginning and at the end, but actually the main difference is the stress. So in British English, the stress is on the first syllable, brochure. So the next word in British English is debut. With stress on the first syllable. In American English, they say it in exactly the same way, but put the stress on the second syllable. So instead of debut, it's debut. But in British English, stress is on the first syllable, debut. Okay, so this next word is very different in British English and American English. I don't know where the Brits get the pronunciation from. The Americans, I think it comes from Italian, because I think it's an Italian word. So actually they probably pronounce it closer to the original pronunciation. So in British English, oregano, oregano, with stress on that gar, that third syllable, oregano, oregano. Americans use some very different sounds there. They start with the oregano, oregano, with stress on that second syllable. But we're going to say it in a British way, so it's oregano, oregano. So the next word, the vowel sound in the first syllable is different between the two pronunciations. So in British English, we use a short vowel sound, I, for privacy. Just a schwa, C, privacy. Privacy, with stress on that first syllable. Americans, they use a slightly different sound at the beginning. They use the I diphthong, the I diphthong. So they say privacy, privacy. But in British English, privacy. Next one is a bit of a favourite of mine. I've even made a couple of videos on this word. So in British English, we have squirrel, squirrel. American English, squirrel, squirrel. So they're very similar. The main difference is the vowel sound. In the first one, we have the short vowel sound, I, in British English, and in American English, they use the vowel. So British English, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. And it's the squid as in squid, and the rule as in rural, squirrel, squirrel. It's a tough one to say that. Okay, next word in British English we have semi, semi, with stress on that first syllable, semi, semi. Americans, they use a slightly different vowel sound in the second syllable. They use the I diphthong, so it's semi, semi, but in British English it's semi, semi. Okay, now we have YouTube, YouTube, and it's the way we say tube that's different. In British English, when we have a T and a U, we put this little Y sound in between, so it's tube, tube. Americans just say tube, tube. It's a bit like tulip and tulip. So British English, YouTube, YouTube. Okay, then we have in British English, scone, scone, and in American English, use a diphthong, scone, scone. So we're just going to use a short vowel sound, scone, scone. Next word. Now we have in British English the long vowel sound R, R. So we have stance, stance. In American English, they use a short vowel sound, stance, stance. Next word, we have the long vowel sound R in British English, vase, vase. And of course, it's a Z sound at the end. Americans use a very different vowel sound, so they say vase, vase, and they use an S sound at the end. It's quite different. Okay, just got two more words to do. So the next word, British English uses a short vowel sound, roth, roth. Americans use the long vowel sound R, wrath, wrath. But I will say I hear a lot of Brits just use wrath rather than roth, roth. But the correct British English pronunciation is roth. And then we have the final word in British English, mobile, mo. So it's that O diphthong again, mo, with stress on that syllable, mobile, mobile. American English is slightly different. They say mobile, mobile. So these are schwa at the end instead of the I diphthong as we do in British English. So in British English it's mobile, mobile. Anyway, I hope that helps with your British English pronunciation. If you want to try and find some ways to further improve your pronunciation, I really recommend one of these two videos here.